Grease is an institution. Jim Jacobs and Warren Casey's original 1971 musical was so popular, it was adapted into a movie just 7 years after its inception. A movie that was better and more life-changing than it had any right to be. There are those who scoffed at Chicago's Best Picture Oscar win, but Grease is cheesier, sillier, and far more resonant, even 45 years later. However, like many classics, some moments haven't aged as gracefully as others. Here are all the things in Grease you only notice as an adult. Everyone in Grease looks super old. As we revisit Grease with the passage of time, one noticeable aspect is how the actors portraying iconic characters like Danny and Sandy gradually appear older. The original concept of the show, which included a high school reunion framing, justified the casting of slightly older actors. In that context, Rizzo and the Pink Ladies discussing high school seniors amid Welcome Back Seniors banners in the gym makes more narrative sense. Looking back, the flashback scenes work fine, but the current portrayal of these characters discussing their high school experiences can be somewhat cringe-worthy. In a 2016 Where Are They Now? Style piece by The Independent, a collection of cast photos revealed that, surprisingly, none of them looked drastically different from their movie counterparts. Whether attributed to good genes, plastic surgery, healthy living, or the fact that they weren't exceptionally young to begin with. The age dynamic of the cast is noteworthy. In the year of Grease's release, the youngest cast member, John Travolta, was 24. Stockard Channing was 34, Jeff Conaway was 28, and Olivia Newton-John was 30. Summer Lovin' and Losing. Grease initiates its rom-com narrative with the classic premise of an Australian girl meeting a boy on vacation, experiencing a summer romance, and then unexpectedly encountering him at school. However, upon closer inspection, the plot's coherence starts to unravel. Sandy and Danny cross paths while she is on holiday, seemingly in his hometown. When her family decides to stay, Sandy reflects on their summer love as if they might never meet again. Despite the absence of contemporary communication tools like Facebook, the film implies that the couple had no trouble staying in touch during the summer. It's reasonable to assume that Sandy would be aware of Danny's whereabouts, possibly knowing where he lives, hangs out, or even his phone number. Therefore, her shock upon discovering he attends her new school appears implausible. Moreover, the dramatic element of never seeing him again feels exaggerated, considering that, logically, Danny would have shared details about his hometown during their time together. The second meet-cute lacks believability, and the setup seems tailored to accommodate the iconic song, Summer Nights. While the song's popularity prevails, it's challenging to ignore the inconsistencies in the plot that compromise its overall coherence. Dodgy sexual politics abound in Grease. Despite Grease being a product of its 1950s setting, certain aspects, particularly its sexual politics, may be less forgivable when viewed through a modern lens. The film occasionally reflects outdated attitudes, such as the shaming directed at Rizzo, the character analysis of Cha-Cha based on her reputation, and the demeaning offer made by the leader of the Scorpions to Kenickie. These instances imply a hierarchical dynamic where women are portrayed as inferior to men. While Grease does cleverly subvert some traditional teen movie stereotypes, like Eugene's unexpected athleticism at the fun fair or Patty Simcox's comedic reaction to the dance decorations, it's unfortunate that the film simultaneously perpetuates regressive gender roles. Grease features a lot of innuendos. In addition to its questionable sexual politics, Grease is laden with innuendos, making almost every other line of dialogue a shameless flirtation or a not-so-subtle suggestion. The film's banter, especially between characters like Rizzo and Kenickie, revolves around dirty talk. Kenickie even humorously likens his hickeys to a Hallmark card, aiming to boast about the marks on Rizzo's neck. Rizzo, often portrayed as the master of ribbing others, doesn't hold back either. She teasingly questions Danny about flogging his log when he appears disheartened in the car. Later, she dismisses the other T-Birds with a suggestive comment, asking if they think the situation is akin to a gangbang. Danny forces himself on Sandy twice in Grease. The initial encounters between Danny and Sandy in Grease paint a problematic picture of their dynamic. The first instance unfolds on the beach at the end of summer, where Danny, somewhat aggressively, attempts to kiss Sandy against her will. Despite her protests, he dismisses her objections, insisting that it enhances the experience. This sets the tone for their interactions. At the drive-in, a scene unfolds where Danny, already in Sandy's bad graces, tries to inappropriately touch her while she's engrossed in the movie. When she catches on, instead of respecting her boundaries, he forcefully grabs her and positions himself on top of her, all while she loudly expresses her distress. Danny, seemingly unfazed, reassures her that it's permissible because nobody is watching them. What's notable here is Danny's awareness of Sandy's values, yet he persistently attempts to coerce her into intimate moments, even in a crowded outdoor setting. The scene takes an uncomfortable turn when Sandy resorts to violence in an effort to make him stop. The audience is expected to empathize with Danny, creating a complex and uncomfortable dynamic within the film. The biggest laughs in Grease come from the principal and her assistant. While Grease continues to provide laughs, especially as viewers age, some of the comedic gems lie in the interactions between the school principal and her bumbling assistant. These moments, featuring mix-ups like finding last semester's schedule instead of the current one or the xylophone mishap during morning announcements, add a layer of humor to the film. The typewriter wire escapade and the emotional end-of-term breakdown are among the highlights, making these scenes some of the best in the entire movie. Interestingly, much of the duo's dynamic is conveyed through non-verbal cues. Actresses Eve Arden and Dodie Goodman, portraying Principal McGee and Blanche, are noteworthy figures in the cast. Arden boasts an impressive IMDb page with 100 screen credits, while Goodman sustained her acting career into the early 2000s. Their on-screen chemistry, with McGee playfully scolding her hapless assistant while genuinely caring for her, adds a delightful touch. Their performances contribute significantly to the film, especially during moments that typically might lag in teen movies, those involving authority figures. What does this line in Grease mean, anyway? Deciphering Kenicki's line, "Nobody's jugs are bigger than Annette's," in Grease has puzzled many viewers over the years, sparking debates about its meaning. The line, delivered before Summer Nights and part of a less-than-polite conversation about Sandy, may have gone unnoticed or left audiences wondering about its intended message. Some questioned whether it referred to bras, using nets as a playful term. Others considered it an innuendo or an obscure 50s slang. In a surprising twist, the answer lies in the reference to Annette Joanne Funicello, a prominent 50s movie starlet and original member of the Mickey Mouse Club. Funicello was celebrated for her curves and often portrayed hot chick roles in beach and surfer movies. The inclusion of this reference in the movie adds an interesting layer, providing authenticity to the film's 50s setting. At the time, Funicello would have been a cultural icon and a point of reference, especially for young men with amorous inclinations. Grease's Rizzo is so against the idea of Summer Nights, she's not part of the choreography. Summer Nights is undeniably one of Grease's standout musical moments, but amidst the infectious energy, there's one character who remains immune to its awesomeness: Rizzo. From the very beginning, Rizzo makes it clear that she wants no part in the discussions surrounding Sandy's summer romance. Dismissing the idea of a special guy, she attempts to dissuade Sandy from even sharing the story. As the iconic song unfolds, Rizzo takes her rebellion to another level. While everyone else sways and enjoys the musical festivities, She sits rigidly at the opposite end of the table, showing no inclination to participate. During her solo line, "'Cause he sounds like a drag," she nonchalantly lies down on the bench, soaking up the sun, delivering her lines with a hint of disdain. The pinnacle of her defiance is reached when she intentionally shoves Sandy and Patty into a trash can, disrupting their poise and throwing a wrench into the song's choreography. This deliberate choice to integrate Rizzo's nonconformity with the song's choreography adds a brilliant and hilarious dimension to her character. It perfectly aligns with Rizzo's personality, showcasing her rebellious spirit and injecting a dose of humor into the musical sequence. Grease's Summer Nights is kinda messed up. While Rizzo's reluctance to participate in Summer Nights adds a unique touch to the iconic song, it might be justified considering the problematic nature of the lyrics. Despite being one of Grease's most beloved tunes, the song raises concerns, especially in today's context where issues of rape culture and consent are at the forefront of discussions. A notable lyric sees Kenickie asking Danny, "Did she put up a fight?" Shockingly, the characters continue dancing and singing without addressing the gravity of such a question. The song is crafted to showcase Danny's exaggerations about the summer fling's risque elements, contrasting with Sandy's romanticized version. This theatrical setup implies that the truth likely lies somewhere in between. However, lines like, "Did you get very far?" and "Well, she was good, you know what I mean?" subtly reinforce a power dynamic that leans heavily in Danny's favor. It raises the question of how much agency Sandy had in those seaside activities and challenges the portrayal of romance in the song. Rizzo is the most sympathetic character in Grease. As one delves deeper into the narrative of Grease, it becomes increasingly evident that Rizzo stands out as the most sympathetic character in the entire movie. While other female characters like Frenchie may be sweet and kind, they lack the depth and complexity that Rizzo brings to the storyline. Frenchie, for instance, drops out of high school in her final year, a decision that might seem impulsive. Marty, another character, doesn't receive a substantial character arc, and Sandy, despite the sentimental portrayal in the songs, tends to come off as somewhat naive. In contrast, Rizzo, impeccably portrayed by the raw and committed Stockard Channing, emerges as the most layered and nuanced female character in the film. Rizzo's character undergoes a proper and transformative arc, showcasing her ability to make mistakes and learn from them. Her character is not only rich in depth, but also delivers numerous humorous moments, such as when she teasingly mocks Marty's glasses with the quip, "You can still see your face." Additionally, Rizzo is granted the opportunity to perform the best song in the movie, adding another layer to her character's significance. The brilliance of Stockard Channing's portrayal becomes even more evident when one compares it to the portrayal of Rizzo by Vanessa Hudgens in Grease Live. While Hudgens delivered a commendable performance, it highlighted the unparalleled emotional struggle and authenticity that Channing brought to the character. Grease's Kenickie pulls out a knife to fight the Scorpions, while Duty pulls out a water gun. The long-standing turf war between the T-Birds and their rival gang, the Scorpions, adds an intriguing layer to the narrative of Grease. Throughout the film, subtle hints at their animosity are dropped, from the sly 75 cents for the whole car remark to the Scorpions' leader escorting Rizzo and Marty to the dance. The culmination of this conflict is a final showdown where the T-Birds manage to defeat and disgrace their sworn enemies, leveraging the tricky Thunder Road to their advantage. Yet there's a moment at the pep rally that warrants a closer examination. Initially, it may not seem like a significant incident. The Scorpions cruising by, prompting the T-Birds to consider a potential rumble. However, the dynamics take an interesting turn when Kenickie, sensing a fight brewing, pulls out his trusty knife. In stark contrast, Duty opts for a small yellow water gun, a recurring prop throughout the film. The appearance of this water gun at the pep rally raises questions about Duty's intentions. Was he planning to inflict harm with water, Or was it a symbolic gesture in the face of potential conflict, adding a touch of humor to the tense situation? Rizzo comes out of the bathroom eating an ice cream cone in Grease. The Frosty Palace serves as the backdrop for some of the most iconic moments in Grease. From Frenchie's enchanting encounter with her guardian angel, singing about returning to high school, to Rizzo's shake-throwing antics at Kinnicky, and the entire staff gathering to watch the kids on TV during the dance. It's undeniably the place to be. When Danny finds himself facing Sandy and her new boyfriend, his reaction is less than stellar. Nonchalantly strolling up to the jukebox, he attempts to prove his indifference by fake laughing off accusations of jealousy. However, before this awkward encounter unfolds, Rizzo playfully teases Danny for seemingly being captivated by Sandy, cheekily asking if someone is snaking him. In a blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment, just before this, Rizzo casually exits the bathroom, nonchalantly licking an ice cream cone. Now, Rizzo is known for her carefree attitude, but the question arises, with her flair for drama, couldn't she have asked Marty or another friend to hold her cone while she took a quick trip to the ladies' room? It's these subtle details that add layers to the characters and humor to the film's vibrant scenes at the Frosty Palace. The high school staff in Grease really care about their students. Rydell High in Grease stands out as an aspirational school, boasting unique features like the grand carnival held on the football field to celebrate graduation. Amidst the festivities, there's a pie-throwing game aimed at supporting the teachers' retirement fund. In many other films, such a detail might be a mere, albeit gross, nod, but at Rydell High, the staff goes above and beyond for their students. Coach Calhoun exemplifies this dedication by refusing to give up on Danny, despite his lack of enthusiasm and skill in the sports he attempts. The auto shop teacher plays a crucial role, too, helping the guys get Kinnicky's car in working order, even when it involves dealing with stolen parts, and later showing up at Thunder Road to cheer them on. Principal McGee and her assistant Blanche offer another dimension to Rydell's faculty. As they sob over watching yet another senior class graduate and leave the school, their emotional investment becomes apparent. While the students may be perceived as slackers, the portrayal of the teachers suggests genuine care and commitment to the well-being of their students. Vince Fontaine tried to roofie Marty at the dance in Grease. Marty, a character often overlooked in discussions about Grease, emerges as one of the film's hidden gems. While her significant moments are subtle, such as her nuanced facial expressions during Summer Nights and the amusing exchange about a Marine at the slumber party, Marty takes center stage at the dance. During the dance, she strategically approaches the host, Vince Fontaine, aiming to flirt and secure a dance with him. Despite his bad jokes, fake laughed at by Marty, and the fact that he's notably older, it's evident that she's smitten with him. The outcome of their night remains unclear until the drive-in scene, where a seemingly throwaway line to Rizzo reveals the true nature of Vince Fontaine. Marty discloses that she caught Fontaine trying to put aspirin in my Coke at the dance, a shocking revelation that goes by quickly, barely registering with Rizzo or the audience. Rizzo's big number in Grease is ahead of its time, but also pretty devastating. Delving deeper into the multifaceted character of Rizzo in Grease, it becomes increasingly evident that she is the film's standout personality. Not only does she contribute to the film's comedic elements, but she also takes center stage with the best song in the entire movie, There Are Worse Things I Could Do. In a film marred by outdated sexual politics, this song stands out as remarkably progressive. While on the surface, it appears to be a plaintive, romantic ballad expressing Rizzo's sense of brokenness, at its core, the song embodies a powerful declaration. It is a testament to a woman who refuses to suppress her sexual desires, acknowledging her fear of vulnerability due to past hurts. The lyrics poignantly explore the internal conflict of choosing to be labeled a tramp over admitting genuine emotions. Rizzo's performance of this song becomes a powerful, fist-pumping moment, showcasing the strength and vulnerability of the movie's most resilient female character. Unlike Sandy, who undergoes a significant transformation, Rizzo discovers that she doesn't need to change fundamentally to become the best version of herself. The only adjustment she considers is perhaps being a bit kinder, as evidenced when she expresses gratitude to her one-time enemy for extending an olive branch. This adds another layer to Rizzo's character, highlighting her complexity and depth within the narrative. Taking magical realism too far. Grease introduces elements of magical realism, notably evident in scenes like Beauty School Dropout and Greased Lightning. However, these elements take a more surreal turn when Sandy and Danny are portrayed literally flying off into the sunset in his car at the film's conclusion. This fantastical moment circles back to an earlier comment from the T-Bird's shop teacher, who casually mentioned, "If it were in better condition, it would fly," referring to Danny's car. The teacher's presence at what essentially amounts to a rumble already adds an unusual dimension, and this specific moment further complicates the film's intended themes. The flying scene, although iconic, feels markedly out of place and injects a sense of unreality that challenges the movie's overall coherence. This singular moment not only defies the established tone, but also raises questions about the film's reality. Some fans have proposed wild interpretations, such as the notion that Sandy drowned in the opening scene and that the entire movie is a fever dream representing an alternate life she could have had if she had survived. While Jim Jacobs, co-writer of the original musical, dismissed this theory in an interview with TMZ, the existence of such interpretations underscores the thematic inconsistencies within the film. Grease's Sandy and Danny are probably doomed. One of the enduring talking points surrounding Grease, even 4 decades after its release, centers on the infamous makeover sequence at the film's conclusion. While some argue that Danny undergoes a transformation as well, the stark reality remains. Sandy has to undergo a far more substantial change. Adding another layer to the complexity of their relationship is the continuous bickering and strife between Sandy and Danny throughout the film. Their sole blissful moment occurs at the outset on the beach. Afterward, they find themselves embroiled in disputes, misunderstandings, and neglect of each other's desires. Unlike other couples in the movie, such as Putz and Jan or Duty and Frenchie, who share sweeter courtships, Sandy and Danny's romance is fraught with constant discord. It's evident that their relationship is not the most captivating, as highlighted by the more endearing connections between other characters. Even Marty and Sonny manage to put in more effort towards each other. The conclusion drawn is stark. Sandy and Danny's relationship is doomed, a foundation built on incessant fighting, game playing, and the necessity for a drastic transformation is unlikely to withstand the test of time. In unraveling the layers of Grease, we've delved into its timeless charm, questionable dynamics, and unexpected quirks that may have slipped past the younger viewers. Now, we want to hear from you. What surprised you the most about the hidden nuances in Grease? Do you have any personal observations or revelations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration of Grease, don't forget to hit the like button, and for more intriguing content, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.